Today, we're diving into one of the most famous prophecies in the entire Bible, the one about a figure known only as the Beast. We're going to look at what the symbols mean and what its ultimate warning is for the end times.
So, what's this all about? Well, at its very core, this prophecy is a warning. It describes a final, global power that's going to pop up and deceive the whole world, all centered on this one incredibly powerful and charismatic leader who actually commands worship.
The vision kicks off with this really powerful image, right? A monstrous beast coming right out of the sea. In this kind of prophetic language, that sea represents a worldly kingdom, one that stands completely against divine authority.
Okay, so who or what is this beast? Well, according to this interpretation, the beast is the Antichrist, a human leader who is given incredible power by Satan to rule the entire earth during its final days.
Now, it's really important to get this straight. This isn't some literal monster we're talking about. It's a symbol for a political and spiritual system that's going to demand the world's loyalty, challenging God, and misleading pretty much all of humanity.
So, how do we figure out the identity of this beast? Well, the text actually gives us some major clues by connecting it back to older prophecies. It's like a key to decoding the whole thing.
You see, the text draws this direct line between the beast of Revelation and the fourth beast that the prophet Daniel saw in his vision. The interpretation is that they are one and the same, the final dominant world empire.
Okay, so what about those 7 heads? Think of them like a historical timeline. They're seen as 7 world empires that have oppressed Israel throughout history, with the 7th and final head being the empire of the beast itself.
And the 10 horns? They fit right into this picture. They're said to represent a group of 10 rulers who actually willingly hand over their power to the beast. They basically create a unified global government with him in charge.
So the big question is, how does the beast achieve this kind of global takeover? It's not just going to be through military force. No, it's through an incredible act of deception that literally inspires the world to worship him.
And this is key. His authority isn't just human. The text is very specific that the source of the beast's power is the dragon, a symbol for Satan, who gives the beast his own power, his own throne, and immense authority.
A single, pivotal event is what triggers this worldwide worship. The beast will appear to suffer a mortal wound, something the entire world sees, maybe like an assassination attempt.
But then, the fatal wound is healed. This apparent resurrection becomes the ultimate deception. It causes all of humanity to see the beast not just as some great leader, but as a divine being, totally worthy of their worship. Now, all of this leads to the real reason for the prophecy. You know, it's not meant to just cause fear. It's meant to be a very specific warning, one that outlines a path to safety for believers during these final events.
The timeline for all this is called the 7-year tribulation. And it's critical to understand it's split into 2 halves, each 3.5 years long. That second half, when the beast is in direct rule, that's called the Great Tribulation.
And here is the whole point of the prophecy, the reason for the warning. That first 3.5-year period is a designated time, a window of opportunity for believers to get spiritually ready.
This period of preparation creates 2 completely different outcomes. Those who are prepared, described like the wise virgins in the parable, are taken to a special place of refuge here on earth for their protection. But the unprepared, they have to face the full force of the Great Tribulation and the persecution that comes with the beast's reign.
This brings it all back to today, to the here and now. What does this foreknowledge actually mean for people who want to be prepared? What are they supposed to do?
Well, the focus isn't on trying to pinpoint dates or identify modern politicians, and it's definitely not about engaging in some kind of physical conflict. Instead, it's a call to get to that spiritual state of readiness before that 7-year period even begins.
The call to action here is one of vigilant spiritual preparation, of enduring faith. It's a call to be like those wise virgins who had their oil ready, totally prepared in heart and spirit for that appointed time.
And so the prophecy doesn't really end with an answer, but with a question. It gives us a vision of the future to challenge our readiness in the present. It makes you ask yourself, what does it really mean to be prepared for that time?